Hello everybody. It is the end of the school year. Somehow we got through it with all of the distance learning. So I thought that I would take you along and plan the rest of my passion planner for the end of the year. Now, I've done a couple of these and I always go ahead and put in all the different labs and things like that. So it's kind of like a memory book, and I go through every single year that I teach just to know like what I did, all the supplies that I had, and everything like that. Since this was different, it was distance learning, that is what it is. I'm still gonna go ahead and I printed out all of the Google slide sheets that I used for my website and all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of plug in everything that I did week to week, as well as some kind of like stock emails that I did, as well as reminder messages when I was sending them out to students. Like, this is what I would write every single week, so I didn't have to recreate the wheel. So that was really helpful. If we have to do this next year, who knows? I'll just know that what I did last year, as well as things that I can change and improve for next year. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so we can go ahead and tape all these things in together. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of kind of what I had before. This is when distance learning started, so I already kind of put in the department created packets, as well as the school created packets for all the lessons that the students were going to have. I already started kind of putting in the week 1 and 2 kind of as the schedule, and then these are all of the goodies that I'm going to go ahead and tape in today. I print out all these cute little pictures with the HP Sprocket. If you want to see how I did that, I have a video all about that, kind of reviewing it, and I've been using it for like 3 years, so love. I just really like how double sticky tape looks. It kind of gives it a cleaner finish, so I'm going to be going ahead and using double sticky tape for all of this. So if we go ahead, on the right hand side is where I'm going to go ahead and put these weekly schedules. If it wasn't distance learning, I usually write down all of the assignments and when I do them, but since we assigned everything on Monday and then it was due on Friday, I just kind of created these based on a template that I saw another teacher post on Facebook, and I had all of the lessons that we had. But this one was week 4. What was nice about these is having everything kind of in one spot, so students knew like what to expect, as well as a weekly checkout Google form. I really liked reading all of their inputs and things like that. And we only had 6 weeks of actual class and then finals. So I did create a finals review of every single week that I taught. I think I'm just going to end up putting them on the bottom. We did not have anything picture-wise going on here, so I guess that's fine. Oh wait, so then this was week 7, and then we still went ahead and did sophomore awards, and I created these little cards and then put them on a Google slide, as well as like Zoom links. So I think I'll go, we had graduation on Saturday though, and I had all the graduation pictures, so I may put the sophomore awards here, and then week 7 instructions there, so I can put all of the graduation pictures. Graduation was super special this year just because it was my first freshman that I ever taught. I taught a lot of them, or I should say some of them, as a freshman and a sophomore, and then they graduated, so I got to kind of see each car. I was at the swag table, so here was a 2020 sign that was in our town green. These were the swag bags that I was helping hand out. Here are some cars lining up, wearing a face mask. We were dancing and then handing out swag bags to cars. So I think I can just go ahead and line them all up. And what I love about these is you don't have to do any tape, just kind of, it takes a long time though, like kind of if you're don't have nails or whatnot to unstick it, but they last forever. Once you take them off, super easy to peel and stick. And that's basically what I use, either the indefinite space for lab supplies, how I set up labs, if we do like core parties and things like that, how much food did I buy to know for future years, since we have an alternating schedule. So I won't teach this stuff next year, but I'll teach it the year after. And it's hard to remember what you did, how you set everything up. So having photos as well as all the supplies and when things are due just gives like a really good base, so that you're not reinventing the wheel every single time. I will go ahead and maybe have a week's focus, good things that happened. I go through my regular journal and see what were some fun things. I don't look back at them all the time, but I don't know. The space is there, so I figure it might as well fill it. So with the personal to-do list, I kind of wrote down what I did each week, as well as these are all the things that I had to do kind of distance teaching. So creating all of the Google Doc versions, putting them on Google Classroom. It was about 15 things that I had to do each week. So I just thought that I would write that down so that I could either look back on it if we don't have to do this next year, or kind of use it as a guide for what I did this year. Here are some things that I created. The intro message, and I blasted this out to both parents and students, and it worked out really well. So that was, I had that like as a Google Doc as a template, so I used it every week. I had remind texts that I would also send out, either to remind, like, this is the last day to turn in assignments, or here is the rundown of the week, or if they were absent, and then the absent email just for attendance purposes. So that is all good for the 7 weeks of distance learning. The last part that I'm going to go ahead and do is all these blank pages, put in the graduation announcement, any fun mementos of the year, sophomore awards, and things like that. So that is everything for my 2019-2020 school planner. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below, what kind of planners do you use? I use the Passion Planner for planning out work, things like that. I also have 2 other planners that I love and use every day. This is my work planner. I'd like to know, what kind of planners do you like to use that you find helpful? Put them down in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in a future video. Bye.